Hello everybody, my name is Erica Dunkel. I am the director of the Criminal and Juvenile Justice Clinic, and I am thrilled to have Jessica Ritchie, who's a third-year student who's been in CJJC for 2 years now. I'm going to give you a bit of an intro to the clinic, and then I'll turn it over to Jessica to talk about her experiences. In the Criminal and Juvenile Justice Clinic, we provide zealous representation to kids and young adults involved in the criminal legal system in Cook County and Illinois Northwest. The clinic focuses on individual client representation and in connection with community partners identifying bigger systemic problems in the system and trying to advocate for a more fair and just criminal legal system. CJJC is a very litigation-heavy clinic. There are lots of opportunities for client contact, prepping for and appearing at court hearings, and doing legal research and writing. CJJC is a full-year clinic, and I anticipate that there will be several open seats, both for 2Ls and 3Ls next academic year. The heart of our work in CJJC is our collaborative work on real cases that impact real people. So the types of CJJC cases that we do generally fall into two buckets. So we have pretrial cases, which are cases in Cook County Juvenile Court, and then cases in Cook County Criminal Court, which is the adult court, the big, massive court complex that's informally known as 26th in California. So that's one bucket. The second bucket is post-conviction cases through our Excessive Sentences Project, where we represent prisoners who are seeking post-conviction relief from very long sentences, usually life sentences or de facto life sentences, through clemency, compassionate release, and other what's called judicial second look mechanisms. We've had a lot of success in the post-conviction area. In the last several years, we've had 17 clients who have been released early, saving our clients hundreds of years in prison. So what is CJJC about? Number one is commitment to our clients. We give our clients everything we have to represent them the best we can and to get the best possible outcome for them. The second thing we're about is community. We are a community within CJJC. We work very hard, but we also have fun, and we really work to support each other. All of the current CJJC 2Ls who are in the clinic this year are all continuing next year, so it will be a really great support system for those of you who choose to join CJJC. We also really recognize that we are part of a larger community that surrounds the law school, and we engage with the community around us to understand how we can be the most effective advocates that we can be for our clients. Finally, we are about collaboration. We really value teamwork in CJJC. You will work together with your fellow students in teams. And this is so important because law school can really feel like an individual endeavor, but lawyering is best done collaboratively, so we really try to foster that in CJJC. Here's an overview of what we will do in CJJC, which Jessica will go into in more detail, but in a nutshell, you are going to do everything that real lawyers do. You will meet with our clients, research and write motions, appear in court, do investigations, subpoena witnesses, and much, much, much more. During your third year, you will be eligible to get what's called a 711 license, which will allow you to stand up and argue and appear in court under my supervision. Jessica appeared in juvenile court several times this year, and so she'll give you a sense of what it's like to actually be standing up, well, in our case, in juvenile court, sitting down, but actually making arguments in front of the juvenile court judge. Every single 3L in CJJC this year argued in court in a substantive hearing. So that includes motion hearings, plea hearings, and sentencing. Before Jessica talks to you about her experience, I want to highlight a few of the cases and projects we'll be working on next year so you have a sense of what you might be working on, and this is just a selection of projects. On the pretrial side, we are representing a 16-year-old boy who is charged with murder. The case will go to trial next academic year, so there will be lots of opportunities for going to court, visiting with our client who's currently at the Juvenile Temporary Detention Center, writing pretrial motions, doing investigation, and so much more. On the post-conviction side, we are working up a clemency petition to Governor Pritzker for an 18-year-old who was convicted of several crimes, including first-degree murder, when she was just 15 years old. She received a 60-year sentence that she is currently serving in the Illinois Department of Juvenile Justice. There is so much more. I wish I could tell you more about this case. It's incredibly interesting. There's going to be a ton of opportunities for extensive client contact, investigation, work with experts, and legal research and writing. And we'll also be doing Know Your Rights presentations to youth who are in IDJJ custody and hosting an expungement clinic to help people move forward from their past criminal history. So needless to say, it's going to be an exciting and engaging year in CJJC. And I'm going to now turn it over to Jessica to talk about her experiences. She and her clinic peers have done incredible life-changing work, and I really hope you'll join us next year.
Awesome. Hi, also, as Erica said, my name is Jessica. I'm a 3L, and I've been a member of CJJC for the past 2 years. So prior to coming to law school, I knew that I wanted to join a clinic, and so I jumped at the soonest chance that I could join one, which was at the beginning of my second year. There are no shortage of fantastic clinics, as you've already heard and will continue to hear, and I definitely had a hard time deciding which clinic to join. I've always been interested in matters relating to juveniles and emerging adults, and after talking to Erica before joining the clinic, I had the chance to learn about the work the clinic does. I specifically learned about how CJJC provides opportunities to get involved both with pretrial matters, which tend to provide students with more in-court experience, as well as the post-conviction work, which places more of an emphasis on writing. Moreover, Erica noted that she took student preference into account as much as possible when she was figuring out staffing and case assignments. This combination of work, as well as my former orientation leader's glowing endorsement of Erica, convinced me that CJJC would be a great fit. I'm happy to report that it definitely has been. From the beginning of my time in CJJC, I was interested in pretrial work and really diving into the litigation aspect of criminal defense. So throughout my 2 years in the clinic, I've had the chance to work on 2 cases from start to finish, as well as joining additional cases and projects as my time has allowed. As a second year, I was primarily part of a team representing a 19-year-old facing felony charges in Cook County, so the big adult court. Our work on this case truly mirrored that of a criminal defense attorney. We received and reviewed discovery from the state. We met with our client on a regular basis at the Cook County Jail. We went to court to advocate for our client. We prepared motions, and we also developed a litigation strategy in light of the evidence we received. My team for this case consisted of 2 3Ls, as well as Erica, and I was able to play a lead role in reviewing discovery, drafting a section of a motion to suppress the evidence, as well as in preparing a mitigation video that ended up playing an integral role in a plea deal that we were able to negotiate with the state. This year, I've had the chance to lead a team in defending a juvenile client accused of serious crimes. Once again, my team's work involved meeting with our client, reviewing evidence, standing up in court, and advocating for our client, as well as working with our client's network to ensure that he was receiving the best support both for him personally as well as the best support for his case. There were a lot of factors outside our control that we had to navigate, including, but not limited to, our client struggling with a tough family situation, a drawn-out discovery process, and an assistant state's attorney who left the case right when the discovery process was completed and right as we were beginning plea negotiations. And one of the best parts of leading this case as a 3L was that I had the opportunity to appear in court several times throughout the case, to advocate for our client, and as a result of our client's growth and as a result of our advocacy, our client went from being detained in juvenile detention to being out of detention on electronic monitoring, to then being on home confinement, and finally to living without restrictions, all before he was sentenced. And just last week, I appeared at our client's plea and sentencing hearing, the culmination of our team's work this year. And our client avoided any further juvenile detention time, and he can now move forward with his life. So these opportunities to advocate for our client felt so very meaningful, both in terms of the impact that I could have had on our client, as well as really big milestones in my legal career. I could not be happier that I joined the CJJC. I've overall had a really positive law school experience, but I would say that my time in clinic has made that experience that much better. I've had the chance to do incredibly meaningful work that I think has helped those in the surrounding community. I've also had the chance to work with and learn from some truly incredible peers, and not to mention Erica. I've learned so much about myself, what I enjoy doing, and what I could possibly want to do in my career long term. I would highly recommend that you join a clinic in general, and while I'm sure that you cannot go wrong, CJJC is an incredible place to spend 2 years. Thank you.